just trying to put too much blush on, just like every other day of my life. What is up, my dudes? Today we're gonna be playing with a bunch of stuff from Makeup by Mario. If you've been with me since the middle of last year, you might remember a lip gloss that was just kind of mythic because I bought it during the Sephora sale at one point and then it just disappeared. I moved to New Jersey. I figured culling my entire stash and having to pack it and bring it across the country would inevitably help me find it, but it's gone. So among the things that I picked up from Makeup by Mario, yes, I bought all of these, was that lip gloss. I have a score to settle. So we are going to first, I'm mentioning them first, we're going to be trying these Soft Sculpt Shaping Sticks. I have Plumberry, Dusty Rose, those are like blush colors, and then I have light in their bronzer contour. Might be meant to be a contour, but it's kind of a bronzer, spoiler alert. Then I have a couple of powder products. I have a powder bronzer and a powder blush. I have the powder blush in Creamy Peach. Hold please, a cat hair. Shocking. And then the lip gloss, the second version of it. I still have no, one day it might turn up, I have no idea. But this is the Makeup by Mario Pro Volume Lip Gloss in Mauve Nude or Mauve Nude, whatever you prefer. And you know, you can see why this might have been appealing to me because it is a clear lip gloss, a glip gloss with a lot of suspended teeny tiny glitter in it. And it does lean that mauvey color that I really, really enjoy. So I'm gonna move y'all in. We're gonna put this stuff on my face. I'm going to talk you through my experience with these things thus far because this is by no means a first impression on this stuff. And then we will collect ourselves with my final thoughts at the end. So let's go ahead and jump in. Nailed the framing on the first try. Excellent. Excellent, it's a good day. What foundation am I gonna use today? I think I'm just gonna go Glowless today. None of these has any shimmer to it per se, so I don't think that we're gonna end up too stroby. The main reason that I'm choosing to do this video now, I mean, yeah, I guess it's timely in terms of the release of the Sculpt Sticks, but I wanna get these things in under the buzzer right now because we are long overdue for a best and worst cream blushes video. And I'm going to probably do that in the next video, you know, sit here and smear them all over my face. Do the face swatch routine that has been so helpful. What did we do that with? We did it with my One and Done eyeshadows and, oh, the Exa release, the new glittery liquid eyeshadow things. I really enjoy doing it. It is actually the easiest way for me to show swatches and to talk about them and compare them to one another because I'm horrible at arm swatches and it actually is the most helpful for you guys too. So we love that journey for us. I also was kind of rooting through a bunch of stuff. I don't really know why. I guess I was just cleaning this room up and I found the, I want to say correct shade of my concealer, my correct shade of the concealer from Rare Beauty that they sent me and I haven't even opened this. So I'm just gonna go concealer. I think this is the right shade, maybe. I think I ended up going lighter than this before. I just went for a run for the first time this year. I'm feeling a little bit kind of euphoric, but also really, really tapped out. So maybe we're simulating what I'm typically like on like Dayquil or something because I'm running on fumes, but also endorphins. But running in New Jersey is so much better than running in Texas just for, I don't know, not feeling like you're dying. So that is pretty much it in terms of complexion product right now. Now we're going to move into the Makeup by Mario Sculpt Sticks. Soft Pop, oh, okay, so there's the Sculpt Stick, Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick, and the Soft Pop Blush Sticks. And we're going to be combining creams and powders today. Not an unfamiliar thing. I'm gonna look on the website to double check later on after we get this full face on, but the thing that I was surprised about here is just how bronzery that is and how not contour-y that is. He is Kim Kardashian Mario, oh boy, no khaki. I don't know his last name off the top of my head. It's not as simple as Ta, okay? Like Patrick Ta, that one's easy. Anyway, Kim Kardashian's, that's what made him famous as her makeup artist. And he's not necessarily known for like cool toned looks. I've watched a lot of Kardashians, and they managed to contour Kim's face a lot of times with like warm colors. And in my experience with KKW, they also seem to kind of lean really warm on the contours and like very warm on the bronzers. But maybe this was intended to be a bronzer stick and not a contour stick, but they do call it a sculpt stick. That was a lot of talking, but it's a bronzer, which means we're probably going to be using 2 bronzers today. And I might have to pull out my Patrick Ta. That is L'Orange, okay? Like, this is the shade Light, and it suffers from the same issue so far as the KKW bronzer quad that they came out with a long time ago. She is, and I learned this on Hannah Louise Poston's channel, completely like pulling everything and taking their website down so that they can rebrand with like better formulas and more sustainable packaging. Crash. A+ Kim, sounds great. Can't wait to see what you come up with, but that original release was pretty disappointing from the formula standpoint and from the color standpoint. I do not in any way dislike this formula. It's really, really nice actually. It's like a perfect cream in that it has enough stiffness that it doesn't dry down, but it doesn't stay really, really like greasy on the face. But it has enough pigment that you don't have to put too much on either. And it's an abundance of product for the money. So you get 10.5 grams of this. It's massive. And what you'll find if you own this, you will have the urge to do this, and that doesn't work because this is a brush. A really fancy little brush, actually. Much like you would get in the Thrive, what are they called? Triple Threat color sticks. But here's another issue that I don't end up having with the color sticks. I'm trying to get this thing back on here without disrupting that brush. It's almost not worth it. So that's why I'm not using the little brush on the other end. And it's a little short. I like to have a little bit more movement in my bristles. But, you know, that's not bad. Okay, focus. That's not bad at all as a bronzer. If we were intending for a bronzer. I don't know what he was intending. So, you know, A+ on formula, not a contour. That's all. That's all. Let's talk about these blush shades right here, because we have Dusty Rose, which is always the safest name for a shade for me. If there is a collection that has a Dusty Rose in it, I can pretty much go blind. I'm just like, yep, Dusty Rose, add to cart. And then I picked out Plumberry because it looked fjordsy as heck. And, you know, in the wide world of cream blushes, is this the most innovative formula in the entire world? No. Is this the most innovative color story in the world? No. Is it a pretty good introduction to cream products if you are new to them and you are looking for something that's going to be very, very useful in your collection? Yeah. They're just practical. You know, these are practical colors. And I, you know, have to think like if Thrive Cosmetics were to have released all of these, how would I feel? Because, you know, I have to kind of separate myself from the unfamiliarity versus the familiarity of me and another brand. And like, I would be blown away by these. They're totally beautiful, these blushes. They're so, so pretty. They're so practical. And the formula is just very, very agreeable and easy to use. And I think that brands deserve credit for making squarely down the middle of good products. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to be something that's super duper innovative necessarily in order to get my attention, especially when you offer me this much product for my money. This is not a precious amount of product. This is a buy the whole collection for your kit if you are a professional makeup artist size product. It is enormous. So we will talk about the prices, but I just genuinely really like the ease of use and the straightforward color stories here. You can look at that one way or the other. Like, I always watch like Hannah Louise Poston's Will I Buy It? You know, she calls them various things. She has very creative titles, but you know, in essence, that's kind of what they are, is like, will I buy these things videos. And a lot of times she talks about like, is it a blush that I don't already own? We approach makeup very differently because I have an encyclopedic collection. I really like to be able to compare one thing to the next from a formula. And I could totally see someone like her finding these completely unappealing, like they are in her rearview mirror. They absolutely did not even register on her radar, but they do deserve credit for being good from my standpoint. So going in with Plumberry, I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand real quick because we're actually doing a great job here of being measured with all of these cheek products. I don't want it to all go downhill in a big hurry like it sometimes can when I'm working with this deep of a shade. It's such a rich color and it would look gorgeous on anybody. You see, I'm applying it so sheerly, but as like a local color right on my cheeks right there, you know, kind of bringing it almost into the bronzer a little bit. The way that the sun might hit my cheeks, if I had been out in the sun just a little bit too long, how it pulls such a really nice, natural, native tone from my lips. That's a great color. So again, if you're looking for something that's very on the go, you know, this does have that and it does come off the same way that the Thrive Brilliant Eye Brighteners, the same way that the Thrive Triple Threat Color Sticks do. So you can do something like this. You don't have to, you know, smear it on your face and then turn the thing around and do that. Like you can apply it with that, which I think is lovely. My only issue is that it's actually very, very difficult to get this lid back on. It takes like mindfulness and concentration, especially if you've used the brush quite a bit because it'll start to kind of spread out to get this lid back on without ticking off that brush. I'm looking very sun-kissed in kind of like a really nice, I think, believable way. Now I have to try and cram some powder products on my face, which you guys know I'm always up to the challenge. All right, let's compare the light powder bronzer to the light shade of the Sculpt Stick because while I think that they are similar in saturation, they are quite different in tone and temperature. Wow. Okay. Why is that? Stop it. My knuckle is like stained with that other blush. I'm really sorry, but here is, I'm gonna compare that to the Charlotte Tilbury because that, yeah, ooh, okay. I talked about this in the last video, how bronzers can sometimes lean either pink or yellow. And even though I can wear the Charlotte Tilbury because it's so fair, I actually really like that shade from Makeup by Mario because it kind of leans a little bit more pink. And not just because it's sitting on top of a swatch that won't come off of my hand. Okay, I think that the best way to do this is to just put it on. Shut up and put the makeup on, Khaki. Let's see, we need something that will diffuse it. I haven't, and I realize this, like I haven't been using setting powder for a while. I tend to now gravitate towards complexion products that have their own dry down and are a little bit more satin matte in their final texture. And then I find that using a powder blush or a powder bronzer sets enough for me. But I have very, very dry skin. Yeah, I like that a lot better than the stick. Not that I, you know, am never going to use the stick, but like that bronzer is far more conducive to me. Just my personal preference and my skin tone. So I picked this shade out because it reminds me so much of the KKW blush that was the prettiest color I had ever seen. And when I tried to put it on, the formula was so disappointing. And it's just such a lovely color. It's called Creamy Peach, and it is. It's just like a really pretty peach color. And it does have like, I mean, the tiniest touch of a little bit of glitter in it. By no means like a shimmery texture, but it's very finely milled and it kind of has a little bit of like a minerally texture to it. And I think that it is quite sheer, which will, maybe not. Girl, I don't know. I'm just trying to put too much blush on, just like every other day of my life. Oh, this is definitely gonna be one of those videos where like some new person comments, that is too much blush, or like, blush much? The answer is yes to all of those questions. Okay, that is the whole situation. I'm going to contour with a little bit of Patrick Ta and kind of rebuild the light a little bit in my complexion, go in with a little bit of eye stuff, and I'll be right back with ya, okay? Hey, okay, I moved y'all out so we can put some lip gloss on. So let's settle the score here. Oh, first of all, I put a little bit more of the powder blush on, and I also put it on my eye look, on my eyeballs, so that you guys can see a little bit more what it looks like on its own. So, hope that's helpful. Here we go. This is Mauve Nude. I already moved the camera out, but here's a close-up of the glitter. Like I said, it is a clear gloss with a rich amount of glitter in it that almost looks like a color. So it does kind of steer the undertone one way or the other on my lips, but I don't feel in any way like I have to be super precise with it. I love a clear gloss. I love a clear glittery gloss. It's kind of my thing. I have worn this quite a bit. Calling it Pro Volume, I'm wondering if that means that it's supposed to be volumizing or whether it just looks plumping. It is not syrupy in the sense of a Glossier lip gloss, but it's also not particularly lightweight. You know, your hair is gonna stick to it. It's not sticky, but it's also not a lip oil. It's a pretty, like, garden variety good lip gloss formula. Let's actually go and look at the claims on the website here. I do not have my glasses on. I actually just watched a Joanna Sadia video last night where she was talking about how she stopped wearing her glasses because her eczema made her eyelids hurt so, no, the back of her ears hurt so much that she couldn't wear her glasses, and that her prescription improved, and I was like, that's scientifically impossible. But you do make me feel better about not wearing my glasses. Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. This is where I want to start. Yeah, I got the lightest shade, and it does look different than the website. That is unfortunate. Ooh, it looks a lot different than the website. Let me do one of these and do what I did with the Kierweiss and put it up against the swatch online. Yeah, Makeup by Mario, those look really, really different. Okay, I feel like I got a little bit duped on that one because that is so much warmer, richer, deeper. Yes, confirmed, light is the shade that I got. Then it looks online, and that's not good. Dual-ended stick features a custom brush and combines my signature contouring technique into one simple product that creates an effortlessly soft sculpted look. So light is supposed to be natural matte finish for fair to light skin tones, neutral. It is quite warm on me. Yeah, and even like these photos or the videos that they have of models, it makes it look like they have this really lovely diffused cool tone sculpt going on, and it just is not, you guys saw it, it's quite yellow. It's quite yellow. Sorry, Mario. Okay, you came to the channel of color theory and it just isn't the same, okay? It's just not what you're showing online. All right, Soft Pop Blush Stick. Oh, and by the way, that was $28. $28 for 10.5 grams of product? Like, are you kidding me? That's freaking awesome. So it's also $28 for the Soft Pop Blush Stick. They have 6 shades that are so beautiful. I will say that Dusty Rose, is it my computer screen? No, because I bought this stuff on my phone off of Instagram. So we're gonna put this on my wrist and put them up against the swatches online. Plumberry is close, but Plumberry still looks more blue online, and Dusty Rose looks like it's going to be straight up lavender gray, and it is decidedly just, you know, a neutral to cool pink. Again, I'm not mad at these colors because they look really beautiful on my skin, but they are not anywhere near as nuanced as I expected them to be because of the way that they look on the internet. The Soft Pop Powder Blush, and that's $24 and you get 4.4 grams. The Soft Sculpt Bronzer is $28 also, and you get 12 grams of product. That is so generous. This one still looks cooler toned online. I feel like they're kind of going for almost like a cool toned aesthetic on their website, but it's like, we want to see what the colors look like, not like what they feel like to you. You know? You guys let me know, okay? Like, if you own these and you see them like true to shade or whatever, like let me know if they look different on your screen or whatever. Like maybe my almost 10-year-old MacBook is showing things in cooler tones. But again, I bought these on Instagram. This was like the only purchase I've ever made through the Instagram shopping feature. So I literally bought them on my phone. Okay, and finally, the Pro Volume Lip Gloss. Comes in 3 shades. There is Rose Nude, Mauve Nude, and Golden Nude. It is $22. Again, not a bad price at all. This gloss is gorgeous on its own or layered over any lipstick or pencil shades. It's super comfortable and universal. I love the volume it adds to lips. Offers extreme pearlized shine, creamy, comfortable lips instantly appear smoother and plumper, and infused with a blend of high shine oils for easy application. It doesn't have any plumping ingredients in it. Again, not a bait and switch. I just want to clarify that. So let's move into my final thoughts on what I think is a quite beautiful face of makeup. First overall thought is, this is old-fashioned makeup, and not in a bad way, not in a staid way. I am all about makeup that is what you expected it to be when you get it in your hands. That's why I love Bare Minerals. That's why I love Thrive Cosmetics. Not everyone wants to be surprised by their makeup, and I would say that these are unsurprising in their formulas. The formulas are very agreeable, they're very pretty, they're very easy to use, and the prices are great and the product is abundant. The colors are far less nuanced than they look online. That is something that they could easily correct by just correcting the swatches. They don't need to change the product, and it might have altered the choices that I made in which products that I picked, because, you know, again, like that dusty rose color looked so lavender, and it's really not. You know, I look at something like this. And the Natasha Denona Puff Paint only comes in 3 shades, but they're all weird. Like good weird, you know? And the formula is really, really user-friendly, and this is also $22. Same as the lip gloss. I don't know why that's a relevant comparison, but this funky, like, I don't know, pink lemonade color is so awesome to have in my collection, and there is a small modicum of disappointment to me of having such a huge amount of these blush shades that are just not quite as like cool and unique as I was expecting them to be. They are right down the middle of the basic descriptions of the shades. And I feel like they could just do a better job of representing those shades and preparing you for that when you look at them on the website, because I've said this a million times, but very few of us are actually going into stores yet to swatch things, try product in person before buying it. And in a lot of places, people either don't feel comfortable returning things or you're not able to return makeup items. So I think that it is a little bit unfair to the customer in that sense, but that would be my only complaint. And oh, the lip gloss, again, another just like straight down the middle, like, is it trying to achieve greatness in terms of like being a completely brand new innovative lip gloss formula? No. Do I think that it actually does make my lips look bigger? Yeah, and it's because of this crazy multi-dimensional glitter that somehow doesn't look too young. There's something to be said for that, right? Like, we all want to be able to wear glitter. You just gotta find the right glitter for you. And I love that this is just like saturated with the teeny tiniest particles. You can almost feel the glitter. It's not quite as thin of a formula as the Patrick Ta or the Thrive, but it's by no means like syrupy and thick, and you can put less on than I put on. And I do feel like even though it's a clear gloss with suspended glitter, the mauve does show up. And I really, really enjoy that. So I'm glad that I re-bought this lip gloss to show you guys, even if it just felt like settling a score to me. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Makeup by Mario collection as these products that I have in my possession exist currently. Is it the most original thing in the world? No. Is it useful? Yes. Is it cost effective for prestige beauty? Yes. I do think that they're going to need to get more innovative with their shades though. And they're also going to, you know, probably catch some flack other than just little old me about the fact that those shades aren't what they look like online. And as far as like, would I recommend this to a friend? My personal recommendation is like, you know, do you want to be in your comfort zone all the time with putting your makeup on every day? If so, this is a very cost-effective option. If you want to be excited about putting your makeup on every day, probably not. There are other options out there, you know? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this and found it valuable. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today, guys. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.